What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. It is Thursday, which means it's capture rate day. Have I done fishing today? I have. Okay, good. So it's Thursday, it's capture rate day. We're going for the same things as always. So that means this son of a bitch. So we're gonna do it. We need, eagle's still bait. It's a bit annoying. No, it's fine. We need to do Duobomz. And we need to do him twice. Same as every other week, nothing's changed. We also have 404, I think it was. Anyway, maxed out energy as well, which is nice. I haven't been able to play much at all recently, as I've mentioned a gajillion times. I've been super busy, and yeah, a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't been able to play much. I've just logged on and tried to do expeditions and PvP and Gauntlet. And that's basically it. I haven't been able to do much of world bosses and raids and all that sort of stuff because it takes more time. So I'm just logging on like every day before work and trying to do that. And then maybe in bed. And yeah, the rest of the day is full of stuff, which sucks. But it's only a few more weeks. 20th of April is when I move. And once I've moved, smooth sailing. Just got to wait until the internet's connected. Hopefully it's done by then. I don't know. So there might be potential, you know, week or something where there's no videos. But I'm sure you understand. Moving house is a ball bag, and it just is what it is. Now, I do need to do another shout out. William, he did donate, so thank you so much. I didn't expect that. He is a Patreon of mine, or patron? It's Patreon, so patron. He's a patron of mine, so I did not expect him nor anyone to donate, but thank you, dude. That's awesome. I appreciate that a lot. You know, every little bit helps, and you did more than a little bit, so that's freaking amazing, and I can't thank you enough, so thank you. As always, if you would like to donate and help me get up and running in the new house with a new computer and stuff for streaming and higher quality videos and stuff, the link is in the description. So if you'd like to help me out and support the channel, and you know, if you've been around for a while and just want to show your gratitude, that is a awesome way to do it. But you know, it is what it is. If you want to help, then by all means, thank you. If you don't, that's fine. But yeah, the option is there. Okay, so Duobomz, need driven, we're done. Then we just need, don't know. It all depends on what happens. Today's Thursday, so there's the rest of today and tomorrow. For expedition, and then it's donezo. It's gone. It's finished. It's not coming back. Well, eventually it'll come back, but it's done. Let's just make sure every time I check this, just to make sure, because nothing ever pops up. I've mentioned this as well in the last probably 2-3 weeks maybe. My capture rate percentage proc thingy has been absolute horseshit. It just has not, like, I don't get any procs whatsoever. So yeah, that's a thing. My capture rate's just awful. You know, usually you get something if you run a few raids or whatever, and it's generally the one you don't want, and then you throw gold at it and you get it, and then when the one you want comes up, you throw gold at it. He's like, no, piss off. You know, but I'm just getting no procs whatsoever, so that's a bit of a dick bag. I also still only have one Yeti, but as I said, I've been super busy. I haven't been able to use my energy and stuff, so that's kind of and I'm only really doing Yeti's dungeon on a Thursday. Sometimes I do it on Tuesday, but that has 25 or 30% capture rate sometimes, but a lot of the time I just do, you know, tier 10 on that to try and like boost my TS and all the rest of it. So really it's only on Thursdays. So I do all my raids in here, and then I go and do all my dungeons in Yeti. So when we go back to Iconic, which will be on Saturday, I'll go back to having 9 raid shards, which will help. So then on, you know, Sundays and for item find day, and Thursdays for capture rate day, we'll have a few more raid shards, which is nice. But anyway, that's much of a muchness. I've really enjoyed my time here in the coop. Everyone's really friendly and awesome. And, you know, I'm a guest here. It's not my show. Even though it is a sister guild and I made it for viewers and stuff. You know, Tig is the boss. Where is he? Where is he? Here we go. He's the boss, and you know, I'm just a honored guest, I guess, and it's been really good. It's been, everyone's positive, and everyone's working towards goals, and it's nice, and it's full as well. And when Zaki and Spooder has quit. So he has quit as of like 2 days ago. He's decided that he's had enough. He might come back for new content, but that's it. I think actually, oh, you son of a bitch, congrats. I still want that, but that's awesome, dude. I think he's made an alt, or is making an alt or something to like start again effectively, like to have fun, because he's just burnt out doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is fair call, right? I'm sure we can all like appreciate that. So yeah, I think he's making an alt or something, but Spooder as he is right now, which if anyone's ever wondered who Spooder is online, he's he's actually been online a day ago. Is this? That's him. And he's just taken off all gear so that everyone knows that he's done, right? Which is kind of good in a way, because then everyone knows he's not coming back, but also kind of unfair to the people that are on his friends list that use him, because now they basically just lost him. But you know, it's his account, he can do whatever he wants. But he's gone. So it's Zaki and I going back to Iconic, and we're taking the top contributor of Expedition with us as a reward, I guess, as you know, to keep strong bonds between the guilds, and you know, thanks for helping, and thanks for, you know, being there and doing a lot of expedition and putting in the hard yards and all the rest of it. So at the moment that's Zilpha, but Tig is also up there as well. So we shall see who comes, but that's pretty exciting. And I thought that was a pretty good reward for them to, you know, pushing hard and doing their stuff. Want to reward them, so that's pretty good. But I am also looking forward to getting back to Iconic, and got all the, you know, the normal people there, or the regular people there, I should say, the Iconic people there. So it'll be good to get back, and obviously the guild perks help. But you know, this is this guild's a good place to be. Everyone's good people. So there is, I believe we're full at the moment, and then there's a few people wanting to join, so it's kind of like a waiting list type thing. But if you see here, these guys have set a 2-day kick ban instead of 1. Little Bit Psycho's been off for 4 days, and that Deaf Boy's been off for 2 days. So these guys will probably get kicked, I would say. Torlaw, yeah, he's probably gonna go, maybe he might come back, I don't know. And Spooder's gone, so there potentially could be 4 slots, and I think and then Zilpha's coming across, so there potentially 5 slots. And I think we have like 3 or 4 people wanting to get in. So if you're not happy with your guild, if you know at the end of Expedition you want to get out and go somewhere else, then Chicken Coop's a decent place to be. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you would like to apply, or you're interested or anything like that, be sure to join the Discord, or if you're part of this Discord already, there is a Chicken Coop group room thingy in there, and you can apply and you know, have a chat and all that good stuff. Anyway, that's enough about the guilds and whatnot. We're going for the Duobomz. We should probably talk about that, even though we've talked about that to death, because it's just the same thing. I'm so sick of doing Walkom farm, right? I know everyone that is trying to +5 something is in the same boat, but I've been trying to +5 this dude for a long time. If you have a bub gore or whatever it's called, you have 250% bonus to capture rate, which is great. If you have a super scroll, you don't get any bonus to capture rate. So using a super scroll and then doing you know, lesser raids and stuff, and using rage up baskets and all that type of thing for capture rate ain't gonna help you. So you may as well use it on, you know, the highest tier that you can do, and all the rest of it for gear. Whereas Bob has capture rate to it. So not that capture rate does that much, because we've talked about this to death as well. Like the percentage of their capture rate actually coming up might be like 1%. So, you know, 250 capture rate will turn it to like 3.5% or something. It's like a minor increase, right? It's still a couple of percent, but it's not much. Whereas, you know, 250% I don't find is a lot better, and blah, 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 blah. And most people that use a bub gore, it lasts for like 3 days. And most people that use it tend to, oh, sorry, just hit my microphone if that made a noise. tend to get like a decent amount of rewards and you know, set pieces and mythics and legendaries and stuff. That's also if you use a crap ton of badges or raid shard baskets and all that sort of stuff. Speaking of Tig, there is Tig of T3. I just call him Tig. Yeah, like we've talked about super scrolls, right? You don't want to just use a super scroll just for the sake of it, and then just do, for instance, here, do your 6 raids, do your 2 expeditions, do your 2 gauntlets, and you know, some world boss or something, and that's it. Like, that's a giant waste. You want to be able to use like a crap ton of raid shard baskets or a crap ton of badges or something and get like the most bang for your buck. Like, you want to do as much content as you can possibly do in that 24 hours, so the super scroll is worth it. And ultimately, you really want to wait until you can do tier 10, and then even more ultimately, raid 7, tier 10 raid on a heroic, because then you got the best chance of getting gear. You've got the item find bonus from doing it on a heroic. You also have the chance of getting mythics and sets. So ultimately, you want to be in raid 7 heroic to use your super scroll. That way, every single item find thing boost you get, and all the raid shard baskets you use, and all the content you do, you have the best possible chance of getting loot. So that's it. And if you use a bug gore, same thing. Like, the ultimate thing is to use it at max tier. I mean, if you're lower tier and you just want to level up super fucking quick, then you can use it, because you'll get a crap ton of XP. And you'll also get some gear and stuff, but gear, as we know, early game and the lower tiers and stuff doesn't mean jack diddly bugkiss, because the next tier, you're going to upgrade it. And you lose all the gear that you got before, so you're like, hell yeah, I got a set, and then, you know, next tier you go up and it's just like, oh, well, that's gone. So, you know, gear early game, anything below tier 10 is not really important at all, unless you get like something from tier 9 and you want to upscale it, but that's really expensive to do. That's a whole nother topic. I think we've mentioned that as well. Free to play, it's not really an option to like upscale up tier a whole set or something. You might be able to do like one piece or something, but you're not going to be able to do it all unless you spend literally all of your time doing it, and then by the time you do all of that, the next tier will be out, and then you'll have to do it all over again, and you won't be able to max it. Just don't do it, basically, if you're free to play. But if you're buying a bub gore, obviously you have money and you're paying for it. So you could do that. You could do a bub gore like early game or mid game or whatever, to just like smash out the levels and you know, maybe catch the familiars you need and upgrade them to pass flags and all that sort of stuff to get the end game. That's up to you. But I would be using it when you're in raid 7 heroic and tier 10. Also, completely off topic to anything else we've just talked about, I fixed my mouse. So my mouse right now is let's stop for a second. My mouse right now is at the base of the energy pylon thing, energy shrine, and on my recording software it looks like it's also on an energy shrine. So I fixed it, which is good, because before I was clicking on things and my mouse was like, I don't know, all the way over in China and stuff, and it made no sense. But now it makes sense. So that's good, and I just got a bug on me, which is not as good. So that's all fixed, which is nice. Not that it actually made a difference, because the gameplay was fine. It just, you know, it just didn't really make much sense. Anyway, so we're coming up on finishing our 5th raid, I think. Still absolutely no persuasion chance by anything. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. My RNG has been, like, gear wise, has been pretty horrible too. This last week, actually, what new content's been out for like a month, 3 weeks, a month, something like that. I apart from getting the 2 mythics, again, I'm not going to complain about getting 2 mythics. That's pretty crazy. But I got no legendaries to upgrade them and all the rest of it. This last week, I've actually got a few. I got a few legendaries and I was able to max out that 1 mythic. Now I'm trying to get the next one. I haven't had any drops in the last 3 days, I think. So it's getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, I just need another one to keep me motivated. But in the last week or so, I've gotten like 3 or 4 legendaries, I think, which is unheard of for me. And I was able to upgrade that thing, that mythic, which is really good. I have been semi-fortunate in the what's it called? Not experience, expedition. this time around. The expedition, every expedition I've ever done, so like since it started, whether it be Zarlok or whether it be whatever the other one's called, I've only ever got two set pieces, one tank and one DPS, and one legendary. So all the way up to the, all the way up to this expedition, I had got 3 drops in the whole thing. Horrible. But whereas this expedition, I've got 3 drops just in this expedition. I got 2 tank sets, which is not useful for me whatsoever, unless I change the tank. But with these DPS mythics and stuff, it's probably not going to happen. Although I could go tank with 2 DPS mythics, but again, that doesn't really make too much sense. But I got 3 drops just from this expedition, whereas I got 3 drops through every other expedition that has ever existed. So I consider that like semi-decent, I guess. I also got Gobby mount, which I'm using right now, which I'm not... You know, he's pretty cool mount, to be fair. Like, he looks pretty cool. And he's not massive, which I appreciate, because the massive mounts piss me off. Just because they're obnoxious and too big, and you got your 5 people, and if 2 of them were riding massive mounts, it kind of, like, I just don't like it. So he's pretty cool, because he's small, and he looks nice, and he's got a merry little jig he's doing. But out of the 3 things I wanted, Yemic, Schematic, Peeper, and Goblin mount, the 3 things that drop in Zarlok Portal, that I was going for at least, I got the one that's the least important and the one that doesn't help me whatsoever. So Peeper will help me this tier, right? So while we're doing tier 10, it will help me. It's going to be pretty strong. It's going to be a good helm to have, and it's going to kick some ass. Haven't got it. Yemic will help me for the rest of the game, for the rest of my life. When I'm 80 on my deathbed, Yemic's going to be there next to me, like holding my hand and shit. If I get him, that is. If I don't get him, there'll just be an imaginary Yemic there. That would be pretty scary, actually, if you're in your deathbed and you're dying, and there's just this ghost of some demon Yeti dude standing next to you with like 5 eyes or something. Don't know about that one. You'd probably like be delusional and like seeing things and stuff, obviously. Anyway, beside the point. I've got 2 days left to snag his schematic, and don't think it's gonna happen. I think like I did everything I could possibly do with my super scroll that day. I did like 900 or 800 or something guild XP, guild honor, whatever it's called, worth of badges. Took me like all day to do that, and I didn't get anything. I got those set pieces and legendaries and stuff, but didn't get anything. Then on Tuesday, Item Find Day, because I'm not doing Sundays at the moment because I'm super busy, we got the Golden Mount on camera, which was pretty cool actually. So that was nice to get on camera. Am I actually wearing? I am. Okay, good. So that was nice to get on camera. But again, it's the most useless of the ones I was going for, which is a shame. So I'm torn whether to... I think while the expedition's on, I'll keep going for Yetis, right? In the hope that I get the Yemic skin. Otherwise, if I don't get it, I could just keep getting Yetis and do Fatty instead, but I'm not sold on that. Or I could just keep getting Yetis and then try and get him the next time the expedition comes around. But I'm going to need a tank to do stuff between now and then. And then comes the Bobodom dilemma all over again. Bobodom is really good free to play, like really good. And actually, what am I doing? If we go to Fusion and we go down to Bobodom, we've been through this before, but I just have him. He's not stable at all, not one. But I do have a Blagnar, who is the raid epic that I need. So he's done. All I need is a Yeti, and which I have one, and some robot sprockets, of which I have like 7,084 of them. I got so many, and then I need a Nos Doodoo and like just a rare or something. So these 2 are easy. That one's basically done. If I wanted it to, this is going to be not that bad to get. So that's a +1. Then I have. Wait, no, that was the right place. Then I have a Ragnar just sitting around somewhere. There he is. So mix him with a Blubber, and make the other things, that's +2. Then I would only need 3 more Ragnars and then all the dungeon bosses and stuff. So it's not too bad. At the moment, we're trying to get 3 dungeon bosses, 3 dungeon raid, my god, epics, I mean. At the moment, we're trying to get 3 dungeon epics for raid epics. I'll get there eventually. For Walkom, we're going to have to do it again for Duobomz. So it's a bit of a dig, but considering we only need 1 of him, just like 1 for the schematic, but 3 of him, it's not too bad. Right, because Walkom you need 2 raid epics, so it's not too bad. So we could do Duobomz instead, or I could just go nuts on Yetis and get like 30 of them, or try to, or whatever, and then try and get his expedition next time. But the thing with that is, let's do some stuff while I'm talking. There's no guarantee I'm going to get the schematic, whereas I have the guarantee that I already have Duobomz and can work towards it right now. And he's not bad. He's not bad at all. Like, he's really good for free to play. There's better tanks out there. Yemic is probably one. But if you don't have the schematic, what can you do? Right? You use what you got. And considering the Yemic schematic is only in Expedition, and Expedition's about to finish, and it probably won't come around for a long time, and the next Expedition to come out is probably going to be the other one. So we're going to have to go through not having Expedition for ages, then having the other one, then waiting ages again for this one to come back. I don't think it's feasible. So I think if I don't get the Yemic schematic in the next 2 days or day and a half, then I will go and try and stay with Duobomz. So if I do that, I will spend my energy on getting Yetis and Blubbers and Nostudus, and I will then spend my raid shards on finishing Walkom first, and then going back to raid 1 to get Ragnars. So that's the deal. If I don't get the schematic, I will spend raids finishing Walkom, and then going to raid 1 to get Ragnars, and I will spend all my energy on capture 8 days to get all of the dungeon epics for Duobomz. So that's it. And if we do get the Yemic schematic, then we do Yeti for the rest of our lives, and keep throwing him in the pit of his dead family, because that's how you do it. Iced coffee, so good. Anyway, we'll probably do just a few more, maybe. We're at 23 minutes ish. So yeah, we'll do a few more, and then we'll call it a day, I think. And Sunday item find day won't exist. Tuesday item find day, we'll just keep doing what we were doing, except there won't be expedition. So there will be Gauntlet, but actually it'll be trials, because it's going to swap it on Saturday. So we'll do trials, we'll do raid, and we'll do world boss. So we'll try, maybe we'll do some raids first, because recently we've been doing the other stuff and then a raid last, and we're only getting like 1 raid in. But that's because we've got expedition as well, and that's taking up some time. But maybe we'll do like 2 or 3 raids first, and then we'll do trial, and then maybe we'll do some world boss to finish it off. And I'll just switch the format around a bit, because raids are probably a bit more exciting, with the chance of getting, you know, mythics and sets and all that good stuff. And it also can, you know, showcase the ability to do raid 6 heroic, and, you know, my team and all that sort of stuff. So at the moment it's probably going to be a bit difficult, because nice, Gobby's a good healer. That's awesome. You're going to need 6 Robbies, but nice. Let's just go. Congrats, Zil. Every time I record, you smash it, dude. Every time I record, you get something really good, and it makes me jealous. And glad to have you in Iconic, I guess. Anyway, my raid team right now, it's still good. Still 26.5, just over 26.5, and it's only going to go up as I gear up, obviously. But Eagle keeps swapping between tank and bait, and that can kind of screw me up, because if he's at the back line, he's going to get crushed, and if he doesn't have that much HP, he's going to get more crushed. But today is Thursday, so we don't have to worry about that today. We can worry about that tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow. So Friday is like PvP bonus, which is completely freaking useless. So every Friday I just do just do item find. But I basically do item find every single day apart from Thursday and sometimes Tuesday. And I thought about putting experience runes on apart from Thursday and Sunday, and like just getting more levels and stuff, which is not a bad idea, because 40% item find is going to help a tiny bit. 40% capture rate is going to help even a smaller amount of bit. But 40% experience is nearly 50%, so it's nearly half a level. For every level you get half a level for free. So it's the best bang for your buck, effectively. But every little tiny dick bit counts, right? So, you know, the 40% item find could be the difference between getting a legendary drop or not. Obviously, you're not going to know. And the drop tables and stuff I'm not sure of, and all that good stuff. But, you know, every tiny little midget bit might help. And then as far as like Trials Gauntlet and Expeditions as well, like every little bit's going to help getting the schematic you need or the whatever. So I'm still tossing up with that. I might actually do it. I might trial it for like a few weeks. Come up for persuasion, you white bastard. That sounded racist. Didn't mean to come out racist. Yeah, I might try it for like a week or two and see how I feel. Because ultimately, if something's going to drop, it's most likely going to drop, right? The 40% isn't going to help that much. But if it's like a 0.1%, like dice roll, and then you miss it by 0.1%, but if you have a 40% item find on, it might give you that 0.1%, and then you get it. But you're never going to know. That's the thing. Like, there's no way to calculate that stuff and know what the dice rolls and all that sort of stuff. So, not having the item find runes on, or having them on, is basically negligible, because there's no way to measure it. So you probably find you just get, you know, like in normal, you have like a week or something, or maybe 2 weeks, where you just get no drops, and you're like, what the hell? With item find bonus on, runes on. You know, the whole time you could be earning nearly 1.5%, 1.5 times XP. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a go. I think I'll give it a go tomorrow. Seeing tomorrow is PvP day, which is useless. I'll put experience runes on. Apart from in Expedition, I'll use my item find runes for every skerrick of potential item find to get the Yemic schematic. But everything else I'll use experience runes, and we'll see how we go. So again, 40%, even more so, 40% capture rate. It's not going to help that much, in all honesty. So, you know, but if it's on an item find day, you know, you may as well use it, because if you get 50% item find from today, all right, the Thursday bonus, and you put your 40% runes on, you've basically doubled the daily bonus, which is pretty good. Like, doubling the bonus is not bad. So yeah, if you use them on the Thursday and Sunday, it's probably worth. Other days, probably not worth. Because every level you get, right, not only do you level up and you know, flex your muscles and like, look at me, I'm level 608 or, you know, whatever. You also get a stat point. So you also get TS. So, you know, you gain like, you gain like 20 levels. You get 20 TS out of it. It's pretty sweet. Which then goes back to the Bubgore. So how goes it? Good. Just recording. Talk in a few minutes. Yeah, if you... Oh, let's go with this first. If you're using the Bubgore, like I was saying before, you got 250% XP, which is huge. If you use your 40% XP runes, again, all this is subjective to if you actually have them. You basically got 300% XP, so for every level you're earning, you're actually getting 3 levels, effectively. So, oh, I don't have the Goblin schematic, and I've already got a +1 Robbie, so I don't actually need this dude, and I'm trying to save for the legendary accessory. So I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, because they're trying to, like, as hard as they can to get, what's this guy's name? Gobby? Yeah. And Zilfa, just before, got the Goblin schematic, and he needs like 6 of these dudes now. But I don't particularly need him right now, or potentially at all. So I'm going to persuade, and I know this is going to piss people off, but I'm going to do it, and we're going to try. No, it's fine. Like I said, I don't need him. Unless, you know, new tiers come out and he has another schematic or whatever, but he's got Robbie, which is a legendary, and now he's got Gobby, so I don't think he's going to be part of anything else anytime soon, I would say. And considering I don't have the Gobby schematic, and again, this expedition's about to finish, and he is a healer, and I already have Walkom, I don't really need him for anything, to be perfectly honest. So I can not use him and save some gems. But that's pretty exciting. I mean, what's the hell with what's with that, right? We get the like 1 in 10 dungeon / raid stupid elusive familiar show up, who's legendary and like got a stupidly low chance of getting up for persuasion. Oh yeah, there he is. Yet I can't get a Duobomz, who's just an epic. Like, what is this game? What does it do? It just like, it's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Or it feels like it doesn't make any sense. But I guess that's any kind of like RPG and stuff like this where there's percentage chances and whatnot of loot. Just the way it is. Alright, so this will be the last dungeon. And then we'll call it a day. And then we'll come back on Thursday. So it's a bit of a longer wait. You know, usually it's Sunday on a fine. So I apologize about that, but you know, super busy and all that good stuff. But once we move in, it'll go back to normal, and hopefully, even without the new computer, hopefully I can at least stream Bit Heroes, because it probably won't be that. What's the word I'm looking for? That hard on the PC. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. But all the scheduling stuff will go back to normal. And as I mentioned, there might be like a week with no videos, including like the Let's Play God of War or whatever. It might just be a week of silence, but I'll try my utmost to get recordings of that at least ahead of time, so that's not the case. Anyway, there you go. There is a half an hour video, which is longer than I thought it was going to be, of capture rate. We got a Yeti show up, missed it. We got a Gobby show up, missed it. But at least we got something to show up, and that's the main thing. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.